Okay, we're live now. Let me get the link to the ladies. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so while we are all joining, while we're all hanging out, we have two people in the chat. I can't see you, so comment who you are. Comment in the description on the side, in the chat on the side, who you are, where you're from, what you're drinking. I know I said earlier that it was going to be a coffee conversation, but it's 11 o'clock, and so I already had my coffee. So this is a tea conversation. So I hope that'll work for you. I hope you're still good with hanging out with me. Murder news. I'm sorry, I can't say that with a straight face. I just wasn't expecting that to be to pop up in my chat. Hey, it's Aurora from Murder News. Okay, first of all, I love your name. I'm sure you get it all the time, but people probably say like, oh, you remind me of Princess Aurora. Yeah, that is an awesome, beautiful name. So, okay, Aurora, are you hanging out with me with like coffee or tea or just like straight up water? Like, what's your breakdown? Because for me, it's 11 o'clock still. So that's kind of the in-between time where it could be tea or it could be coffee. So what is in your cup? What have you got going on over there? This is my first intentional time going live on YouTube. My first actual time, it wasn't for anybody on YouTube. It was just for like 3 of my friends to watch privately. So this is my first time going live like within the YouTube platform, and I know everybody has different ways of doing it. So I was like, oh crap, what is going on? So it's like a mini panic mode, but we're good now. Average vegan mama, I'm here with some tea. That's awesome. Okay, so my mom, she is like vegan vegetarian, and she raised me vegetarian. And so, girl, like I feel you. If you are vegan and you love it and you're intentional about what you're eating, that is 100% awesome. But for me, when I wasn't eating animals, I just wasn't doing it right. I was eating like all of the vegetarian things, but literally my diet was just carbs. So I know Sashay is here and she does vegan too. I was watching her channel. I stalked you a little bit. And like veganism is great if you do it right to nourish your body. And I personally, I did not do it right. So if you got that, if you're in that lane, that is awesome. I have so much respect for you. But personally, like, oh, dang, I did not do it right. Okay, I'm catching up. Paris says, hey, Mauricia's lifestyle. Hey, oh, hey, I'm vegan too. Wow, a lot of vegans are hanging out. I think that's 3, 3 vegans happening. Okay, not vegan, but here to hear about great healthy meal options. Okay. Well, if you're here to hear about great healthy meal options, you're probably going to be disappointed because yesterday, let me just like kind of lay out. I mean, I'm trying to do better, but yesterday I ate some Ruffles. I ate some Trolley egg bites. If you're here for vegan, like healthy vegan meals, that is not me. I'm sorry, you're going to be disappointed. Okay, I'm vegan too. Sierra says, hey, it's really hard to make the switch to vegan at first, and it does take research, but it does get easier. Okay, so now that we had like a fun hangout moment with like veganism, which I wasn't expecting that, but there's a lot of vegan friends happening on here. So that's awesome. First, I want to share with you my purchase that I bought recently. Just like indulge me for a moment. I got something because, okay, like we're in our houses and we're stuck in our houses, and it's kind of the mindset game. That's what we're going to talk about today, how to have a positive mindset while we're at home and while we're going through it. Okay, I know it's different for everybody, but we're going through it in a sense. So I'm really proud of this purchase. Might have to try it out. I'm not vegan. Might have to try it out. Okay, so I got this on Etsy, and I'm thinking, I heard the idea like, okay, we're in COVID, right? We're at home. If we go out, like to the grocery store, I live in California, so it's required that you wear a mask when you go to the grocery store. And where I live, it's hot and you don't want anything extra on your face. And it's just like, honestly, I don't know how you guys feel about face masks. I know it's kind of political almost, and it shouldn't be, but it is. And so it's kind of annoying to have to wear a mask. It is. It is. I'll say it. And so I'm like, you know what? Like, someone had the idea. I listened to, it was a podcast, and she said, what would it look like to radically accept this season that we're in right now? So it's like, okay, if we have to wear a face mask, what would it look like to radically accept that we have to wear a face mask? And I got this idea on TikTok. Raise your hand if you're obsessed with TikTok. I am. I really am. Because of coronavirus, I dove into TikTok, and it's so addictive and amazing, and I'm obsessed. Raise your hand if you're obsessed with TikTok. But because of someone I saw on TikTok, so this lady, she was beautiful. She had like the most on point outfit. It was like floral, yellow, blue. It was beautiful. And then she had a face mask, like a cloth, hand sewn face mask that matched her outfit completely. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this woman is onto something. Like, if we have to wear these masks, why don't we look cute wearing it? And so I was inspired. Well, I'm not going to go out and get a fabric to match every single outfit that I'm wearing, because I mean, some people are that extra. I just can't do it. That's a lot. That's a lot for me. But if we have to wear a mask, let me at least invest in a cute one. So I'll show you now. I show you what I got. So I got a face mask, and it is so freaking cute. Oh, let me catch up. I hear you. I'm going to die right now. I'm loving this chat. It's hilarious. Went viral on TikTok myself in a day, and I'm over it. Teach me your ways. I do love a coordinated mask outfit. OMG sparkles. Okay, yes. So I'm kind of like, it muffles my voice. So I'm not wanting to fully wear it, but I'll give you a little demo. Okay. It is so cute. Like, if we have to wear these masks, and if we have to, like, I get it. I understand safety. Yes, that is awesome. Especially like if you're really wanting to protect your elders around you, if you're really wanting to protect your family and friends, like, yes, absolutely wear a stinking face mask. But like, girl, if we have to wear a mask, like, let's look cute. So that is just like my random purchase that I wanted to share with you, because I was unnecessarily excited about this. Like, I feel like this literally made my entire week, this tiny purchase. It was like $11 with free shipping. I got it on Etsy. So if you haven't yet, I mean, some of you probably have, because you're probably like ahead of the game. I'm kind of delayed. But if you haven't yet, invest in a cute little face mask, because like, we're going to be wearing them. We're going to have them. We're going to be like stuck, wearing them. Why don't we make the best of the situation and like, spruce it up a little bit? Just make it like 10% better. You guys probably think this is so ridiculous, but honestly, when I go to the grocery store, I get compliments, and it makes me feel cute, even though nobody can like see my face. I'm like, thanks. Like, it is pretty cute, isn't it? So if you haven't yet, go on Etsy and get yourself a stinking face mask. Like, it makes your day 10% better, just 10% better. Okay, let me catch up on what you're saying. I love a coordinating mask. OMG sparkles. That's super cute. Hello, girl. Yes, I love that mask. Love that. Yeah, like, get one. You deserve it. Get yourself a cute face mask. Okay. Now, next, I want to talk about, because we're talking about like the mindset and how we can improve our mindset during this time. I heard the analogy, and you probably heard it too, how this season of life, 2020, it's like a storm, and like we're all on different boats. You've probably heard this analogy. I saw a couple things floating around on Facebook about it. So we're on the sea, and we're all on our different boats, different size boats, different like maybe a small boat if you weren't exactly ready for this season, or like a big, huge boat if you're like, this hasn't even touched me. I'd be surprised if this hasn't even affected you that much, because it's been crazy. But we're all on boats, and then a storm comes into the sea and it rocks our boat, right? And so if we have a bigger boat, maybe it doesn't affect you so much. But if you're in a smaller boat, this season of life is really like, like you're going through the ringer. And so nobody can get out of this year fully untouched. So no matter what situation you're in, I don't know if maybe you lost a job or if you're in a season where you're like, oh my gosh, this is so exhausting. Like I know a lot of people with anxiety like myself, it's flaring up this year and it's hard and it's been hard to manage. So no matter what position you're in, you cannot get out of this year scotch-free. So if we're all affected by this in some way, what can we do? How can we help ourselves? How can we change our mindset? How can we focus on the good? What good things can we see during this time? Like, what are some practical things that we can actually do for ourselves during this season of life? It's been a few months now, right? We're in August. So if you have anything that's been working for you, like please, please share it in the comments because I have been testing and trialing and trying to like do all of the different things to see what works for me. And everyone's different. That's why you sharing what you've been doing and if it's been working or not in the comments in the chat really helps because everyone's different. Like the things that I'm going to recommend in a little bit, they might not resonate with everybody because I'm not the same personality type as every single person in this world, right? We connect with different people differently. So I saw a couple of things pop up. The mask, hey there, hey, beautiful background, true about anxiety. Okay, so for example, this morning, one of my favorite songs, and you might think it's ridiculous, but one of my favorite songs is Glorious by Macklemore. And I don't know if you've ever heard the song. It's a few years old. I'm not going to play it because it'll be copyrighted and we don't want that. We don't want to do that. But the lines here, I'll pull up the lyrics. I have them for you. Let me know if you've heard this song. Okay, let me get my lyrics for you. Where do they go? Okay, here we go. So basically, the chorus of this song just repeats like, I feel glorious, glorious. I've got a chance to start again. And then it goes on and it says, I was born for this, born for this. It's who I am and how could I forget? And then it goes on, I made it through the darkest part of the night and now I see the sunrise. I feel glorious, 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 glorious. And so all throughout the day, we're talking to ourselves in our brain. I know I do it. Raise your hand if you're talking to yourself all throughout the day, or maybe sometimes you talk to yourself out loud and someone hears you and you go, "Look, what? I didn't say anything." Raise your hand if that's you. I haven't heard it before, but it's so positive. Yeah, it's an oldie song, but it is like, it's so positive. And if you watch the music video, it's adorable. It's adorable. So Macklemore, it's his grandma's 100th birthday, and he is taking her out on the town, and he's showing her like they go to the thrift store, they go and do karaoke in a bar. Like he's just living it up with his grandma who is 100 years old, and it's an amazing music video. You should watch it. But I digress. But the theme of this song is like, I feel amazing. I have a fresh start to my day. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I made it through really, really hard times, but here I am to start again. I'm feeling victorious. And so what I was saying, how often is it that we're going through the day and without even realizing it, we're saying so many negative things about ourselves. Maybe we're saying like, oh my gosh, that was so stupid that I did that. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot that. I can't believe I forgot my friend's birthday, or I can't believe I didn't do that. A lot of times we're just criticizing ourselves without even realizing it. I know I do it. I catch myself, like I'll just be doing my makeup and I'm like, oh my gosh, like that eyebrow does not look like that eyebrow. Like you're not good at makeup, blah, blah. Like we get on these tangents. You know, like, I don't know if I hope I'm not the only one. Let me know if you do this too, but it's so easy to get in this loop of saying the same negative things about ourselves. And especially during this time, a lot of us are at home more. And so we almost have more quiet because there's not as many parties and there's not as much going out because everything's closed, because that's the season of life that we're in. So if we're at home more and we're with ourselves more and we're in our own head more, how much more important is it that we choose to focus on positive things and that we choose to put positive information inside of our brains. So I took a couple notes because, sometimes if you're just talking, you kind of get lost in what's going on. And I don't want to forget anything. I want to when you get off of this, when you leave this video, I want you to be like, yeah, like I feel good. I want you to feel hyped up and excited and just a change in perspective and refresh. That's what I really want you to get from this. So let me peep at this really quick. Okay. So what are different ways that you fill your time now? Just think about when you go through your day, what does it look like? What are you doing? I know at the beginning of this, the COVID staying home situation, so true. Yep. I didn't get the negative energy, any thought. Yeah, it's there. Those negative thoughts are literally so sneaky because we just have them. We don't realize we're having them, but it's happening. And so when we start listening to oh, that's what's going on in my head. It doesn't feel like that big of a deal, right? It doesn't feel like, oh, it's just here and there. Crafting Diva says, hi, Crafting Diva. But it just feels like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Something like this, something like that. But when you think about it, if you're talking a little bit of negativity here, a little bit there, all throughout the entire day, that adds up. It adds up to how you see yourself and how you feel. And so if you're intentional about putting good things into your mind and into your life, then you'll feel better. So some examples, for me, just off the top of my head, of negative things that I have put into my life, filled with my days the last few weeks, Facebook, right? Facebook can be a great place to connect with people. That's where most of us got connected, right? That's where these friendships started. But I don't know how your newsfeed looks, but recently mine has been really filled with just angry people who are voicing really negative opinions. And I'm not saying you can't voice your opinion. Obviously, you can say whatever you want. I'm not going to try to monitor you and regulate what you say. But how much time do we really need to spend taking in other people's negativity? How much time, how connected do we really have to be to all of these different people's opinions? Because when you go on Facebook, you're basically giving someone else the permission to change your mood. Have you ever thought about it like that? I've been trying to spend less time on Facebook, and thinking about it in that way, really checked me. It's do you really want to go on Facebook right now, Serena? I think you're in a good mood. And potentially, if you go on Facebook, you could read something that's triggering and it could totally potentially spiral your day. And I'm not saying never go on Facebook. I mean, to each his own, everybody's different. But for me, I've noticed that when I get off, I'm not really feeling any better. I mean, sometimes, but for the most part, 90% of the time, I'm just feeling a little bit more frustrated or maybe more anxious or overwhelmed that the world is the way it is. So that's how I feel. Let's see what some of you are saying. I don't give the negative energy any thought, where I can at least. Yeah, where I can. It's hard because it's you don't know what's going to be on Facebook or Instagram or social media until you get on it. And then you let it in and you're like, wait, whoa, skirt, what happened? Okay, I haven't heard it before, blah, 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 da, 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 never. Okay. You're definitely not the only one. We are our worst critics. Gosh, dang it. Why is that? Why is that true? Facebook can get so negative and be such a downer. Yes. Yeah, I just keep scrolling. Sometimes you just can't help but check folk if they say something racist, for example. And that's a great point. I wasn't originally planning on talking about this, but I know a few weeks ago when basically all of our friends lists were talking about the Black Lives Matter and all of that. And it turned into whoo, that was an exhausting place to be. Social media was so exhausting just from everybody just being really riled up. And it's you're going about your business, you're going about your day, you're doing your own thing. And you could just go on there and see someone's post and it just bugs you. Like, you're like, I can't not say anything to this because this is so wrong. And it's like, yes, there's a time and place for that, but at what capacity, at what point do we say this isn't worth my energy? You know? At what point do we say, no, I want to spend my time doing something creative. I want to spend my time investing in myself. I want to spend my time doing something more life-giving. Because we can, like, go for it. I mean, you can check your friends on Facebook, you can like respond to that comment. You can do that. Like, again, I can't tell you, no, you can't use your Facebook however you want. But at what point is it not serving us anymore? Is it not life-giving? Like, why should all of these people deserve your energy, right? That was kind of the concept of the song. Like, you only have a set number of days, and you should live them to the highest capacity. You should live your days feeling the best possible. And if we're on Facebook, like checking all of our friends, like, yo, you did this wrong, or no, that is way wrong. You should not be saying, like, why do they deserve our energy? Like, wouldn't it be better if we were doing something else that we really, really enjoyed? I know all of you are YouTubers for the most part. Like, what if you were creating the most amazing and epic video that you were proud of and you were ready to share with the world? What if your energy was there? Like, that would feel different, wouldn't it? It would feel different. You would be in a higher emotional state. Let me catch up on these chat. Thank you guys for hanging out with me in this chat. It's really fun. It feels like we're all getting coffee in a sense, even though can't go to the coffee shop. Okay. It's such a challenge managing having a presence on social media with negative feedback. That's an interesting point. Yeah. Yeah, it is, because right now everybody has the option to present themselves in a way on social media. There's influencers, like big time influencers, but then there's like micro influencers. And right now we all have a microphone. And I understand what you're saying, managing it with negative feedback or no feedback, right? Have you ever posted something and nobody, like, crickets? I have, and it can really wear you down if you post something and nobody's listening, it feels like, or it feels like you're just talking to a wall. Like, I have been there. It is exhausting. Okay. Yes, just got it back on after 2 weeks. Oh, on Facebook, me, myself. Okay. Hi, everyone. The Paisley Dispatcher. Hey. Don't forget to show the host some love. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Sashay. I appreciate that. Very true. I agree with you. Facebook can be negative. Just scroll past the negativity. Yes, B. Scroll past it. But sometimes, like we said, like, you see something and it just kind of stops you in your tracks and you're like, excuse me, what? Okay. It's all about the energy. Do you sage? I personally don't sage. I feel like everybody finds what works for them, you know? And so if you do something and you do something to your home, like if you sage your home and you feel amazing after that, like you feel like your air is cleansed, go for it. My mom would do it and I didn't know what the heck she was doing. She would just be like, and like triggering our smoke alarm. And I'm like, Mom, you're so weird. But you can do whatever, as long as you're making your home a peaceful place and your mind a peaceful place. Do whatever works for you. Everyone is different, as I said before. And if saging is your way to feeling like cleansed and calm, you do you. That, like, go for it. I'm not against it. Awesome live. Thank you. Thank you. I got my coffee. Okay, good. I just started posting positive quotes, info, or images every time I see a negative one. I love that idea. So Crafting Diva is saying every time she sees a negative post online, I'm assuming, she posts a positive one. Like, I feel like, okay, that's double-sided, because I'm like, yes, that's awesome. But then at the same time, like, oh, girl, you're probably trying to have to post positive ones all day because people are negative. That's me being negative. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to that. Okay. That's funny. Okay. You're a great speaker. I just finished making my iced coffee. Ooh, iced coffee. I can get down with some iced coffee. It's good. I have removed as much negative people, group, or post. Crafting Divas, you're on it. Like, you're on it with this positivity for your social media. That is the way to do it. LOL, I've set the alarm off a few times. Yes. Yeah, that, we do it. We just do it. Okay. So now that we've talked about, our lives right now, and the secret, like the sneaky negativity that can come in. So let's recap. Sneaky negativity can be our thoughts. It can be our brain. It can be like what we're saying to ourselves throughout the day. That's sneaky negativity, number one. Sneaky negativity, number two, can be social media like Facebook. So Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It sounds like Crafting Diva. She's our role model right now, because it sounds like she's actively trying to infuse positivity into her life. She's talking about posting positive quotes and unfollowing or unfriending those not so positive people in her timeline and in her feed. But so those are two sneaky examples of how negativity can flood into your life. And honestly, as I mentioned before, everyone's different. I can't just say, here are my list of negativity, like things or people or whatever that sneak into my life, and this is it. Like this is the only ones. No, everyone is different. And the type of things that you consume, whether you're watching YouTube videos or watching Netflix, or if you're just talking like on the phone all day to emotionally exhausting people, and after those phone calls you're like, ugh, you feel so drained, that could be another negativity, like life sucker. So you need to really think about, okay, what in my life is sucking my energy? What is it in my life that is making me feel like, oh my gosh, like making me feel down? What is it in my life that is just holding me back from what I want to become and where I want to go? So speak negativity can come through thoughts, social media. It drains you. That's one of the reasons I don't talk to a lot of people anymore. You know what, girl? Like, I feel you, because at the beginning of the pandemic, I was like, oh, I don't have any friends, because everybody was saying, reach out to your friends. And I reached out to two people and I was like, good. That's all. But it doesn't matter the quantity of your friends. It matters the quality of your friends, right? There's the quote, it's like Hitler had millions of followers and Jesus had 12. So it matters the quality, not the quantity. So if you only have a couple friends and they're positive and they uplift you, like that is it. You do not need any more. Don't let the world fool you. You are golden. So now that we've talked about the negative, we've kind of refreshed our memory about, okay, how can these sneaky negative voices come in? Let's talk about the good, right? Let's talk about some positive. How can you add positivity into your day in small ways, in easy ways, in like 5 minutes? Okay, how can you do that right here, right now, when we are stuck at home? How can we make the best of our situation? How can we add glitter and add sequins to our day, like metaphorically? How can we make our days better? How can we embellish our days? Now it's different for everybody. Remember how we were talking about like saging your house or not saging your house, or, everybody's different. So some of my recommendations, you'll be like, you know what? That doesn't sound fun for me. Okay, like don't do it. But if you're listening and you hear something and you're like, wow, like I want to try that. I want to start doing that. I want to infuse that into my life. Then yes, absolutely. Take whatever you feel is you, whatever resonates with you. Let me catch up on here. Gosh, 2 friends are enough. Yes, 2 friends. I mean, there's a lot going on in people's lives too. Like it's a lot to catch up with 2 friends, right? I'm not at home right now because my partner is so negative. I've been gone for 3 days because I love my peace. And Jasmine, that's really mature of you to say, because it's hard, right? It's hard to acknowledge that the people that are the closest to us, who maybe should, uplift us the most and love us the most, it's hard to acknowledge, hey, you're not treating me the best. Or, hey, like, I don't think this is how a relationship like this is supposed to work. Sometimes relationships, like with your partner, if they're not treating you well, it takes a lot of courage to acknowledge, hey, this isn't right. This isn't how it's supposed to be. So Jasmine, I really respect that you're taking the time to get alone with yourself and have that peace, and recognizing like, hey, peace is important to me and I'm going to take this time for myself. So I really respect that. Okay, exactly. Quality of friends over quantity. I absolutely agree. It's like it's like for me, I say I agree, but then sometimes I see someone with a bunch of friends on Instagram and I'm like, "Oh, that looks fun." But then it's like if you have it and those friends are not very good, why should we try so hard to have all of these friends when we just need the quality, not the quantity? Okay. It's crazy because I receive more motivation and support from other YouTubers. It's never from people I actually know in real life. And Brie, like, yeah, that's really, I feel like that's a common thing. I feel like my mom, God bless her, she loves me, she supports me. But when I tell her like multiple times a week, hey, I'm filming a YouTube video, hey, I'm doing this, she's like, oh, cool. And then the conversation kind of just dies. Like sometimes your people love you and support you, they just don't speak the language. Like they just don't know, like, what do you need from me? Yeah, I feel like that's really common. But that's why it's so important to have a YouTuber community, right? Okay. I lost where I was. Okay, quality of friends. Okay. Cheers to that. You have to make mental health space important for yourself sometimes. Absolutely. It's like that sometimes. There's the TikTok phrase, it just be like that sometimes. Good for you. Hi, girl. Oh my gosh, Anu. Hi. Oh, my friend. Hello. They sure don't speak the language. A good way to put it. I agree. YouTube community is key. Okay. You guys are so fun. You make this so much more fun to hang out. Sometimes when I'm doing lives and I'm by myself, like you're like, hey, it's so sad, but this is making it so much more fun. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Now, how can we infuse the positivity into our day to day? So just like I mentioned that song, right? I was reading you the lyrics and one of you commented like, wow, that sounds really uplifting. Yes, it is. That song. So yesterday I was in a funk. Yesterday I wasn't feeling it. And today when I woke up, it started to creep in, right? The morning sets the tone for your day. So it started to creep in and I was like, no, like, Lord, no, please. I want to have a good day today. So when I was still in bed, I still had eye boogers going on in my eyeballs. I was like, oh, what can put me in the right mindset for today? And I was like, you know what? I love that song. So I played it and I'm in bed and I'm hearing that song and it was putting me in the right mindset and the right framework for the day. So as I said before, everybody's different, but what are some things that you can do in the morning or whenever you need a reset to freshen up, to restart, to give you kind of that boost? So I'll just like spitball some examples. And if you have anything that makes you feel like we're feeling good, please put it in the description, or I keep saying description, put it in the chat so others can see too. Okay, so some of the things that make me feel like we're doing good, we're feeling good, or if I need a reset or a restart, like this is what I do. So play a song that I absolutely love, okay? And you can be a goober, you can be ridiculous, you can start dancing. It's fine. No, honestly, nobody cares, especially if you're in your house. Nobody cares. If your significant other's looking at you like you're a wild woman, it's fine. They would rather you be in a good mood and be wild than be grumpy and not dancing. So dance your little heart out. Other things that really help me. I don't know if you've ever tried affirmations. You've probably heard about them. They're fairly popular, but affirmations actually help me a lot. And depending on the season of life, they can be so helpful. So when I have affirmations about myself, I make them very specific to who I am and what I'm doing and what my goals are. So because most of you are YouTubers, or in that, like, you're pursuing YouTube, an affirmation would be like, I am an amazing, or I am a vibrant and consistent YouTuber. That's just who I am. I'm the type of person who shows up for myself and creates really good content. So when you're doing an affirmation, when you're writing it down or saying it out loud, you want to make sure that you're saying things that actually excites you, right? If you're saying something and your brain in the back of the head's like, no, you're lying. No, that's not true. Like you're in conflict with yourself. So if you try affirmations, maybe just start with a couple and just have a few things that you like that get you excited. So another one of my affirmations is I have a beautiful and toned body, right? And so when you're saying it, it might be like, Because what if all throughout the day you're like, I'm fat, I'm fat. Oh, I look fat. I feel fat. That's the phrasing that your brain's used to hearing. So when you say something like, I have a beautiful and toned body, your brain's like, excuse me, what? What? So maybe starting off an affirmation like, I love and I accept myself would be a little bit better. Let me know in the chat if you've ever tried affirmations for yourself. That's just an example of how you can intentionally add positivity into your day. Let me catch up over here. Okay. It's harder for women to acknowledge that they need space and time to regroup your mental well being. Okay, so Crafting Diva is saying that. And I think that's really true. I think my guess for why that's so hard is we just want, I mean, maybe I'll just speak for myself. I don't know what you're thinking. Like, I just like to help others, right? I just like to be there for others. I just like to do things for other people. And sometimes that comes at my own sacrifice, but we don't, it can be hard to set boundaries. It can be hard to do that. It can be hard to say, you know what? No, like I am worth this and I will give you this amount of time and that's it. So yeah, it can be hard for women to cultivate the space for ourselves. I feel you on that one. So Anu, I just love that you're here. I love that you're hanging out. So she says, playing piano always makes me feel amazing. Yeah, and you're really good at playing piano. And like just what I was saying, everybody's different. I am not musically gifted at all, but girl, if playing the piano makes you feel like calm and at ease, please schedule that in your calendar. Do that more, because if that's what gives you joy, then please add it to your life, because there are so many people going through this world that are just like barely hanging in there, right? You know what I mean? Like their energy level, hi, how are you? They're like, good, fine, okay. And you're just like, oh gosh, are you dead? So yes, if playing the piano is your thing, please play all day long. Dancing makes me feel amazing. You know what, B? I love that. I think dancing is so beautiful, and it's so fun to watch someone who is completely in the moment of dancing. And what I mean by that is, like, for me, sometimes when I dance, I'm insecure. And so I'm not fully like letting loose. I'm not fully being present in my body. But when I'm watching someone that really like, they really love dancing and they feel fully confident in what they're doing, it is mesmerizing. It's mesmerizing to watch someone be transformed when they're dancing and just not even care. So dancing is a beautiful art, honestly. It's an art. Okay, Roxy's so posh. I love the name. Okay, sometimes I take a hot shower. It's really my time to regroup and get away from everyone. She says, especially the kids. So I really love baths personally, but I love showers too. And one of the reasons why I love showers is because you can't be on your phone. A lot of days we have so much stimulation. So when you go on the shower, Roxy, like I bet you don't have your phone and you're just thinking and you're chilling. I mean, some people like they try to be double productive by listening to a podcast in the shower, and I've tried it, but honestly, we need that time to like be able to think, to be able to process our thoughts, to be able to just be in our own head and get away from the kids, as Roxy said. I love that. The shower is a good reset and refresh. I love that one. Okay. Affirmations are very helpful. Yes, they are. I love self-affirmations. Words are powerful. Exactly. You guys feel me. Like you're on my wavelength here. You're understanding. Because I know some people, when they're like affirmations, like, is that just saying you're beautiful a million times? Like, no. You guys get it. You're with me here. Okay. I dance in my office, in my gym. For some reasons, always hoping my husband doesn't come in. You know what? My husband just has to come to the conclusion that I'm a weirdo. One time I was getting ready to go live for something, I don't even remember, and I felt low energy, and I started playing a song super loud in my headphones so he wouldn't hear because I was embarrassed. And I didn't hear him, but he cracked open the door, and I was just like, I can't dance, as I said before, and I was just like dancing and jumping, and he like peeked in and he was like, what? So if your husband or your significant other or whoever you live with, if they think you're weird, I'm sorry, like That's too bad. Maybe you are. It's fine. We're fine. Just keep doing your thing. Sierra Gant music. I love that. I always do self-care, skincare, do my hair, exfoliate. So Jasmine, those are great. That's another one. So this is self-care. What we're talking about is self-care. We're talking about managing your energy and being intentional with what comes into your life. This is self-care. And what you're saying, as I said before, everyone's different. So skincare. For me, I'm a little lazy. You're gonna hate me. You're not gonna want to hear this, but I'm just gonna be honest. I don't always wash my makeup off before bed. I'll wake up the next day and I have like the dark circles under my eyes from yesterday's mascara. But for some women, I fully acknowledge that skincare is like their type of meditation. Like they feel so calm, they feel so peaceful. When they're putting the different products on their face, they feel like they're nourishing their face. So, like that you're aware that skincare and like taking care of yourself, your outside, how you look, if you're aware that that makes you feel good and that like, that gives you that feeling, go for it. Like, there are some girls and they have a lot of beauty appointments. They're high maintenance, is what some people would call them. But honestly, like, who cares? If you have enough money to pay for those things and you feel good after you get them done, you feel good after you get your hair done, you feel good after you paint your nails, like, who cares? I want to see more women who feel fully empowered to feel good, right? I don't want to spend my energy and my time judging them. I don't want to say like, oh, well, so-and-so spends like $100 each month or like $400 each month on her like spray tans. And I don't care. I want to see women who, when they're walking down the street, like they feel like they look good. They feel like they have energy. They're proud to show up in this world because they're proud of who they are. So if that's what it takes, if it takes like extensions or eyelash extensions or painting your nails or a cute outfit, I don't care. I just want to see more women fully empowered in who they are and comfortable with who they are, because it's a struggle. Self-acceptance, it's hard. It's a struggle. Let me know if like you feel the same way, but it can be hard to be comfortable in your own skin. I just love all these comments that you guys are saying about like the different things that are helping you. I'm catching up to them. I think I've almost got it here, but everyone's so different, and knowing what it is for you that makes you feel like, yes, this is a fresh day. I feel glorious, like the song. Man, you're all going to have to listen to that song after this if you didn't know it already. It's so good. Okay. It's very effective. I wake up every day and choose to have a good day and I think that's another big thing to being positive. You guys are so on point in here. Okay, Sierra Grant Music said that. So, gosh, like you guys are awesome. So, Sierra, when you wake up and you're saying, yes, today I choose to have a good day, that's everything. That is everything. So many times before I even started learning about all of this stuff to improve our lives and personal development, I would wake up and kind of let whatever happened that day to determine if it was a good or a bad day. And let me know if you've ever felt that way too. Like whatever happens today, that will determine how I feel, how I show up, and if today is a good or a bad day. But what Sierra's saying, and it's an amazing point, we have the power to choose how our day is going to go. We can't choose what's going to happen to us. No, I mean, everybody knows that. You can't choose what happens. Otherwise, if we could choose, we wouldn't have chosen 2020 to look like this. But anyway, but we can choose how we respond, right? If someone says something mean to us, we can choose whether we get mad and yell at them and cuss them out, or we can choose whether to say, okay, I'm sorry you feel that way, and move on about our own business. We can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we react. We can control how we feel about the day, how we feel about ourselves. I know it's hard. Like, I get that. It's hard. But you are in control of how you feel about your day. I love that point, Sierra. Gosh, you guys are on it. You're on it. At Sierra, so true. There's a famous quote that says something similar. So, gosh, I don't know who says it, but they said no one can make you feel inferior or less than without you first giving them permission to do so. I think it was Eleanor Roosevelt. I think so. But it's basically like no one can make you feel less than unless you give them the power to make you feel less than. And that's kind of hard to wrap our minds around, but no one can really hurt you like with their words, you know? No one can really take that, like when someone says something from about you, they're not taking anything away from you unless you allow them to, you know? It's it's crazy. It's a process. It's an ongoing process. Learning how to see ourselves and learning how to love ourselves like is so ongoing. But I mean that we have time, you know? That's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be working that out, how we see ourselves, what we can do for the world, all the things. Okay. Almost caught up. Roxy, so right. Yes, time to sing out loud when you're in the shower. Yes, girl. I'm high maintenance and feel no shame about it. And exactly, like I feel like if you're high maintenance, whatever, if you do a lot of things for yourself, you don't have to be ashamed of it. If as long as here's my thing, as long as your bills are covered, like you're not trying to get yourself in a bunch of debt for doing the things, as long as your bills are covered, you can do whatever you want with your money to make yourself feel good. Like high maintenance, that's okay as long as you're not just running yourself into a hole financially. That's my opinion, but everybody might be different. Um, when you look good and feel good, yes, Jasmine, that's it. That's exactly it. When you look good and feel good. So I did a YouTube video about this, and it's why you need to get ready in the morning. And basically, what I said is when you get ready in the morning, you feel like you're putting your best foot forward, right? If you go to the grocery store, I mean, this is before we had face masks and you could see the full face. But if you go to the grocery store and someone came up to you, how would you feel? I know when I go to the grocery store and I didn't get ready. I don't have any like eyeliner or I don't have my hair done. I kind of feel like I want to hide a little bit. Like if someone comes up to me and they're like, Serena, I'm like, oh, hey. Or I'm trying to wear a hat and I'm trying to be like, oh, hey, like shorten the conversation. But if you spend the time on yourself to get ready and get yourself like put together for the day, you show up in a different type of energy. Maybe you're like, hey, how's it going? Like you're willing to talk to people longer or you're feeling happier. You're not worried about like what they're thinking about you. You're just showing up and you're there. Like this is a whole nother thing in and of itself. But when you get ready, when you spend the time on yourself, when you feel like secure, like I look good, I did my best today, then you're more present with the person you're talking to, and you're not spending your time worried, like, are they judging my hair? Like, I know it's not very good today, but when you're doing your best, you're like, okay, I've done my best and that is it. Yeah, I keep touching my hair because it's in my face. Sorry. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've been talking a mile a minute. I feel like you guys understand where I'm coming from. You get it. Like this year has been hard, and this live has been really fun because we've talked about like where the sneaky negativity comes in. And then we also like pivoted over to what we can actually do about it, how we can infuse joy, how we can feel glorious. Like the song talks about what we can do to feel better and to feel good. I don't really have very much else to add. I think this has been so fun. I'm definitely going live again. This is like, I was a little nervous at first because I wasn't sure like how we were going to do it and how to go live. It's kind of intimidating, but this has been really fun. And I'm grateful for you guys hanging out with me. I'm grateful for every single one of you like engaging in the chat. It was fun. I feel like this was like a coffee date I did with everyone. That was good. That was good. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you had fun, make sure to subscribe. I will definitely be going live again, as I said, and I hope that you take something from this. I hope that there was a nugget of wisdom for you or something that you're like, yo, like, yes, I feel good. I hope you step into your day with a fresh and fun attitude and that you look at life like yes, this is my life. I can do what I want. I can be who I want, and I want to feel good. So choose good things, choose positivity, step into your joy, and thank you for hanging out with me. I'll see you soon. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye, goodbye.